What's going on, guys? It's Sir Shawnee. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. Shawnee Salami. In all seriousness, if you've seen me in game, I changed it to Sir Shawnee with some of the Xbox guys. Some of us, like, you've been seeing a lot of Sirs around. We've just done it in, like, a commodity, what's the word? Like, it's all friends doing it. It's not a clan or anything. It's just kind of for fun. So, yeah, if you see Sir Shawnee in game, that's me. Come emote with me. It's always fun. I don't know if I'll have this as my name forever. I may go back. I probably will go back to Shawnee Salami. There was a few things I wanted to address, but first off, we're using the one-handed sword. We do a nice taunt there. You always love to see that. I'm using it on Knight because you guys get really annoyed, rightfully so, when I use Footman and just throw the shield for my own headcanon about my character, which is funny. So I'm just going to use Knight. No throwing knives because I hate when people do that aren't ambushers. And it was a really fun one. I think Masons were a little overmatched, quite honestly. So I was gonna switch once I died, but I kind of dominated, quite honestly. I only died once, yes, once, and it was near the very end of the game, so there was no point in switching. But it was a fun one. It wasn't like the other team was terribly overmatched. I think it was mostly that a lot of them weren't doing objective, but in the beginning it definitely came across like a steamroll. So just stay tuned. It gets a little better later if I remember correctly. And as we fight someone with a long sword on the stairs, they're doing their best to stay alive. I just wanted to point out why I'm using the one-handed sword, because this one's probably going to get added to the rotation now. I always forget how much I enjoy it, and then when I go on a break, I stop using it, just because it hasn't been something I've used a ton. But we in the Discord, that'll be in the pinned comment, by the way. Love you guys. All the best way to get in the community and the whole Chivalry 2, like every Discord, I think is mine right now. But we did a Game of Thrones battle watch party. It was a fucking blast, excuse my language. We didn't do all of them. We did if you watch the show, Battle of the Bastards and Watchers on the Wall, and it was kind of cool watching, like, oh, she runs away, so I don't chase her because I'm low health either. That was like neutral. I didn't really mind that she ran away, but watching him like use the one-handed sword, Jon Snow and some guys, it was pretty sick. So it's kind of in that long sword category for me, where it's like not quite as much, but you do feel like that movie guy, right? And that's what I always talk about is more important than the meta, is doing something you just vibe with, it looks cool, stuff like that. And so real quick, one of the things I was going to talk about is I even had to point out in a YouTube comment that I've been leaving games early, and I totally understand that can be frustrating if I do that, because like it may come across the wrong way. But I do think a lot of people do this if they're frustrated with their team. I'm not making excuses, I'll get more on it, but when you see a level 1000 do it, because there's the 4 numbers there, I think it's more noticeable. But if I get frustrated, or for example, perfect example, if I'm on Dark Forest, I did it I think today before Super Bowl, I was the only person on the cart, I left. And that's probably not fair. I should probably suffer through, I guess some people would say. But if I'm mad, and it's the beginning of the game and I know what the team I'm doing is about, they're not trying and I am, I kind of just don't have the patience sometimes. I've showed plenty of videos. I hope you guys realize that I'm really not just trying to farm these wins. Oh, I forgot about this. Let's focus on this for a second. So there's a lot of guys here. We're trying to counter and stay alive until the spawn wave comes. And at this point, I haven't died yet. So we want to stay alive. And real quick, so this is something I've been trying to focus on, is positioning. Ever since that Messer video with 150 takedowns, I've been trying to pad my stats too much. Still play for the win, but I've been rushing in too much is basically what I'm saying. So this was a conscious effort in this game, I forgot to mention, was to focus on staying alive. And it really did work because we only had 1 death. But what I was mentioning about showing the videos is that if a team is severely outmatched, even if they're on the other team and they're lower levels, but they're all doing objective, I will switch to help them, and I will stay to help them and die with them, because those are the most rewarding wins to me, is when you can make the difference and help out a team really giving their all. It's one of those really fun moments that you don't see a lot. So I hope the viewers that regularly watch kind of understand that, because if you see me leaving a lot, and And again, I have a bit of an anger problem, not just with games. Not going to use the mental health excuse, trust me, but it's kind of a problem in my life at times. But and it does extend to games. It's not only games. It's actually not really that much at all, but it is kind of something that gets affected. And my last point I want to get to before we're just purely on the gameplay, I'll let this breathe a little bit as well, is it's kind of related. I had a flat out meltdown on my Discord today. I'm just going to be honest, guys. So this is for the guys that are in there, particularly, or if you just joined and you saw that. I was marathon playing with all the viewers nonstop all weekend. I don't think I've ever played video games as much as that, except maybe when I was a kid. I wasn't getting a full 8 hours of sleep either, by the way, which I'm, on weird times a lot because I've worked overnights for like a few years and it's been like hard to break that. So there are times I default to that, but I'm someone that always needs at least 8 hours of sleep, like always. But I kind of strung myself out playing with you guys nonstop. It was so much fun. I don't regret it. But currently, I even have the Discord muted. I'm gonna put this video in there and then put it again, just because it kind of strung me out at the end, just hanging out with all you guys, and like playing the game. And then I kind of took my frustration out on the lack of sleep and all that. And when I had a bad game, it was honestly really dumb of me. It was embarrassing, but I'm not going to delete any of that just because I think emotions are human. But that's for the guys in there. There's a lot of you in there, so I just wanted to say that, especially for the ones who just joined who don't know me too well yet. But let's get into the gameplay. Still haven't died yet. And as I said, we're focusing on positioning first and foremost because I have been running it a lot. So let's let this breathe a little bit. I'll let this play. There's not going to be any really fadeaways except the one time I do die. And yeah, let's get into this. For a 64 matchmaking lobby, that was a pretty long 1 versus 1. I would have liked to get the killing blow just so the guy knew who I was because it was fun. But the one-handed sword is so fast. I just like to play all out aggressive, get in their face, jab a lot. An issue I have with one-handers when I fight them is the feint spam. So I try not to do those too much because I feel like that is such a crutch if you're just slash to overhead feint, because it's so hard to read that and react in time, at least on console for a lot of us. But the guys I talk to kind of say a similar thing. So yeah, so I just mostly used a ton of excels, and then there's like an overhead drag I was using, you'll see a lot. So here I'm still deathless. I'm past this catapult stage. I think I may be able to do it again, but I didn't run there, and that's something I'm glad you guys noticed, is because I'll stay on objective for these like 0 death runs, even though again I did end up dying once, but right now I haven't. So I still want to not run from a fight unless it was like earlier when she ran first and I didn't chase after them. So yeah, so I just stay in the fray. That's kind of what I'm saying. And then I do kind of strategically heal, wait for backup, and now we keep going.
Lay with dogs that are your chambermaids.
Now we want to back these guys up, obviously, but we do want to get out of there because that ballista is probably going to shoot someone. They love to do that and look this way when they don't think you expect it, so we get out of there.
Together for the king. We will not fall this day. Ye blew this fire that burns ye.
This made me livid in the moment. Even watching back, I'm angry. How many times are the archers going to shoot me? This makes me wonder if sometimes you, like on PC, they're communicating or they know I haven't died and the archers and their little fraternity want to ruin my day. So they just start shooting the absolute fuck out of me. And excuse my language, and I back up. I actually taunt this guy in the default skin because I thought he was a low level, but then he laughs. When I saw his name, he's actually someone that was doing pretty well. So he lets me go. So he may have actually beaten me if that's who I'm thinking it is. So pretty funny moment there. And if you're new to the game, the taunt emote's in good fun. It's the laugh emote is the only one that's actually disrespectful. So that one's just kind of being goofy. I see a default skin. Maybe I want to mess around with him in emote. That's always the fun moments in that. And here we go. So I turn around. My team is all dead. Not their fault. They were doing great, honestly. It was just I was the last one left. I wouldn't have even had a chance to run if I wanted to. And I'm missing some swings, and they're all here. One guy's respect emoting, which is pretty cool. I wish I got his name because that was nice of him. But then nobody teabags me for once because I have a name change of Sir Shawnee instead of Shawnee Salami because we're pretty used to that happening. But great job by them. They all played it well to surround me. And that'll be the end of a deathless attempt. But like I said, that was the only one.
I will be by your side, brother. Have faith. Good will prevail. Take the courtyard. We will not together for the king. We will not fall this day. Onward. Thank you, brother. Follow me in faith. Beat the courtyard. In the name of our God.
This was another important positioning thing I'm doing. I am trying to stay on the outskirts of the circle where I'm still capturing it. But also, as I said, I really need to fix my deaths with how I've been playing lately. I've fallen in some bad habits. So that's another thing I'm trying to be conscious of. And then when the team starts pushing up, obviously you do that. I'm just spamming the taunt emote. I didn't realize I used it so many times. And then we get in another 4 versus 1. If that guy didn't tackle me, I would have been dead to rights. So it actually kind of benefited from that. Not his fault. I mean, usually it's a free hit. It was just kind of unfortunate. This archer has a great sword. If I died to him, I would have been pretty mad. Then the anger issues really would have come out, but I don't know where he went, and we move along.
Onward for the light, brother. Into the fortress and kill the heir of the usurper! I'm with you, brother. The legionnaire!
So yeah, guys, we are able to come away with a win. Their team really kind of fell apart. Actually, honestly, from the beginning with not doing objective. Yeah, so we topped the game with the one-handed sword. Very fun weapon you'll be seeing more of. I love you guys. Thank you for listening to all these things I had to address, and I'll see you tomorrow.